Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through Golden Slipper Day at Rosehill Gardens. What a race day it's going to be. Definitely one of my favourites for the year. Plenty of best bets to get through. Of course, value in there as well. $100 hot seat, the charity multi. Mike, so much to look forward to. Interesting times on the racetrack though, but let's face it, we're racing. How good's that? That's a win in my eyes.
That is the most important. I think looking forward to Saturday. If you love your racing, firstly from the race guide.
Yep.
All the people out there, if you are affected by the virus, we are thinking about you. All we can do is be sensible, look after each other and do what we're all best at. And when it comes to us, Stu, hopefully it's tipping winners, mate.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do, mate. And I'll tell you what, cheering horses from the lounge room, that what might be people are going to be best at on the weekend. I'll tell you what, if you didn't know your neighbour was a racing fan, or if they didn't know you were a racing fan and you're cheering home the Golden Slipper from the lounge room, mate, they're going to know on Saturday.
That is so true. This Saturday afternoon, my neighbours will get a rude shock at about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'll be cheering loudly. I apologise in advance.
All right, well, we need to make those cheers very, very loud from the lounge room, so we need to find some winners. But in order to do that, Mike, we've got to look at the track conditions, and we've obviously got 5 big races to get through this weekend. At Rosehill, the rail's out 3 metres.
The rail's out 3 metres. We won't be walking the track this week. It's a soft 5, we think. It's drying out. Very, very warm on Friday. Maybe a touch of rain Saturday, but probably nothing. Fair to off-rails bias. Watch for some lanes on Saturday. It could be a bit laney after a lot of use last week.
Yeah, OK, so we'll monitor those drying conditions. And, Mike, so many Group 1 races, some Group 2s in there as well. What a race day this is. We always get excited this day. Love being out there on the track with you in years gone by. Not this Saturday.
We are not going to miss any of these 9 races on Saturday, are we? It's a great card, a great betting card, lots of depth, open races, lots of odds. Let's have a look at the 5 that we're choosing. There's some good races to start the day, including the Manion Cup.
Yep.
But we'll start with the EPONA Stakes over 1,900 metres, then into the features. Group 1 George Ryder, Rosehill Guineas, Golden Slipper and the Galaxy. What a wide open sprint that is, Stu.
Yeah, that is going to be a good race to end the day. Race number 8 late in the day, but the first one you've mentioned there, race number 3, it is the EPONA Stakes. So let's have a look at the market here. Over the 1,900 metres, of course, for the fillies and the mares at Group 3 level. And well, tempo's the query in this one, Mike, because we've got Lover, $3.50 favourite. The class horse, very, very, very well weighted, I've got to say, in this race. 6 week freshened into this, didn't matter in the Summer Cup, absolutely bolted in. Graceful Glamour there, $5.50 on the second line. Interesting horse to follow, does mix its form, but you know it's going to be on pace here. Paint the Town too. This is the sort of horse you'd love to own as an owner. $6 it always seems to put in. Aliferous, $9.50 there. Of course, the aspiration form coming through this one with Savacool making their runs together. Both third up here, $9.50 and $10 respectively there. Both should love the 1,900. And there's Gayatri, a little bit of money there Thursday afternoon into the $10 from about as much as $16 and a few others on that line as well, Mike. But Lover, we know this horse is good and it has been winning well.
It has been winning very well. We're not going to look at the replays. It was good 2 starts ago. Last start in New Zealand trying to get its Group 1 just fair. We'll look at some of the Sydney form and see what we think. Erithea was leading in this race this day and she goes down to Melbourne Friday night. Just went too early. Josh Parr after winning the Group 1 in Shadow Hero Day, too excited and just strung them out 600 metres from home. So it was a very, very long sprint home. Natoya come to the outside and Surge's home late, even though she was tiring. But look on the horse on her inside in the light blue and the brown. There is an early market move coming with Natoya now, but so badly blocked you.
Yeah, I remember reading this the next day. I didn't even catch it on the day, but of course we've got some horses out here to the 1,900 metres. We've got Aliferous and Savacool in that bunch as well.
Yeah, very good, but I think Gayatri just goes straight past them and beat them by 2-3 lengths. She might have even won. She looked good in the yard. Her second up form is shaky, I think, but it's a Group 3. Waller will have her primed.
OK, as he always does. Let's have a look now. We'll take you down to Melbourne. This is obviously the Matriarch Stakes Group 2 level, back over the Spring Carnival. Now, Mike was looking at one of the favourites here, Graceful Glamour. As I said, we know this horse is going to get on pace. A few here in behind, another $1, Aliferous. They sort of loomed, but the grey just kept kicking.
Yeah, just a steady tempo and a good track, so a similar setup to Saturday. There isn't much tempo in this race. Graceful Glamour has them covered, I think. Another $1, Aliferous had their chance. Beaten by 2 or 3 lengths. She was only playing second up, Graceful Glamour, but third up, drying track, on pace, steady tempo, ideal for the grey. OK, the sort of horse you've got to find on the day. Let's see if it's going to feature in all of our selections as we have a look at race number 3, running our little mini race. Keep your eyes on the top right-hand side of the screen as we light up the form, Mike. Gayatri probably should have gone close to winning, and we'll give it the gold bar for that.
Well, that'll do. Winning form's good, but it didn't win. But let's try and get it home on the weekend. What about the key factors, Mike? Plenty of these with progression.
Yeah, we are guessing, aren't we? Second, third up. A lot of them are improving into their preparation. Paint the Town too. Did she have a win last start? She's up in the ratings now. All too soon. She's deep into her prep as well.
Okay, so Gayatri out in front here from Graceful Glamour and, well, distance. A few of these like the 1900.
Again, so many mares improving into their preparation, improving up in distance. Graceful Glamour okay at the 19. The steady tempo helps. Paint the Town too. Never been there before. All
right, but it's Gayatri going further ahead here now, Mike. Now, track conditions, you mentioned a few times, obviously it's drying.
Yeah, and you need to sprint, I think, and Lava Lava's got a huge turn of foot. If she's well on Saturday, she can motor home down the outside.
Yeah, love that win in the Summer Cup. And, of course, as we round the bend here, Mike, who gets a position in run 1900 who playing that much?
It's a massive, massive kicker for Graceful Glamour. Steady tempo. She can roll on pace and she can kick 500 metres from home and sustain a long sprint. Ideal map for her on Saturday.
Okay, so Graceful Glamour there. That's why we love to see the key factors, isn't it? Because you can get a horse just absolutely jumping out of the ground with one of them there, and that's what Graceful Glamour did for the position in run. Let's have a look now, Mike. Time for a bet. Race number 3 early in the day. Now, Mike, Lover. It's 2 lengths behind here. Beat up on the boys last start as we saw in the Summer Cup, but we've made excuses for Gayatri, $10, and the money's come.
Yeah, money's come. We backed her this afternoon and we might have to back her against you because the money's coming. Graceful Glamour, Gayatri. Look, Lover can definitely win. If she's well in the yard and the money's coming, I won't be losing on her. But just in case she's not, well, the trial was only fair. Gayatri and Graceful Glamour, both are great odds, both are each way odds. I'm backing them both, Stu.
All right, Graceful Glamour and Gayatri to get the day started in race number 3. It's some nice value there for the selections. Well, now it's time for the George Ryder Stakes, the first Group 1 of the day, and we are stepping straight into it. Mike Waller and Bowman and the Wink Show winning the last 4. Who's going to take her mantle here? Can it be Tiak Our Shark? One of the new gun horses on the scene, backed in, $2.20 into $2. What a win in the Chipping Norton that was. A powerful finisher, back 100 metres here and a Rosehill, but we know he's good. Super Seth, $5. Little setback the query here, but he is the one that's got all the X factor. The Bostonian, $8. Loves the wet. Last start, Group 1 winner coming through the Canterbury Stakes. Got the gun run there. Dreamforce, it'll like the drying conditions, $8.50, still there in the Chipping Norton, 100 metres out. And there's Elise, $9.50 with all the form around Dreamforce as well. But to the Shark, Mike, the crowd won't be there to cheer him on, but this is the one they might be cheering from the living rooms.
This is one of the biggest cheers in the living rooms across Sydney, across Melbourne, across New Zealand, across everywhere. He was back. The tempo was only steady, so Dreamforce, I think, had every single chance. Maybe 1,600 metres in this grade, just a touch too far. Happy Clapper, so tough. I know he's old, but he's still going well. Just a lack of tempo and back to 1,500 metres, a slight risks for him. Tiak Our Shark, I think he's better. He's come back better than ever. He gets to the outside. It looked good. But when you look at the sectionals, it was an amazing win.
Mate, just watch this. Stand up, applaud, do whatever you got to do. This horse is good and he's going places, and it's great to have him in Sydney. He's obviously come across the ditch for all of the races over the autumn, and he's going to have to beat a few of these at their peak, Mike. And, well, the Bostonian, this horse pretty much got the gun run last start, but I'll tell you what, he's one horse that I always underrate.
Yeah, underrated first up, especially. We tipped him as a value bet first up, and he got the gun run behind Savatiano. He peels to the outside after looking so well in the yard, and he was just too good. Elise, horrible in the yard, fizzing up, anxious, not at her best. 3 wide, no cover, put a complete pen through Elise's run this day.
Okay, so a bit of a watch there on the yard, so we have to be relying on the vision there, Mike. But I tell you what, look at the Bostonian here. It's not going to quite get these conditions on the weekend, though.
No, he's not going to get the first up run and the box seat run, I don't think. But he's still pretty good.
All right, he is good. Let's see where it's going to factor, though, in all of our ratings. Let's get this race started. Group 1 material, the George Ryder Stakes. No winks this year. Tiak Our Shark's got the form.
He's got the best form. The Bostonian was good, but not quite as good as the Shark.
Okay, so can they catch the Shark? Who is going to do it with progression?
Yeah, the question for the Bostonian is second up. Can he repeat that effort? He looked so good in the yard first up. Check the yard again. From at home watching the Sky coverage, obviously progression, most of them have it.
All right, so it's the Shark way out in front. Who can do the circling distance?
Yeah, a bit of a risk for Tiak Our Shark, maybe, especially the tempo steady. Super Set up to 15 is a good thing. Dreamforce back to 15, a good thing for him.
Okay, so no gold there for the favourite, but Super Seth with a little bit of gold. Now, who's going to like these track conditions the most?
Edge off. The Shark likes it, and Seth likes it too.
The Shark liked it. That's what I like to hear, mate. Position in run, 1,500.
We've mentioned 2 risks for the Shark, haven't we? Back in distance and also getting back in the field. Dreamforce leads Brandenburg right there. Happy Clapper, he can push forward as well.
Oh, the old boy Clapper. Good to see him back, but just a few lengths behind, isn't he, this preparation? Well, it's Tiakau Shark taking a big bite out of the field there, Mike, and I guess the big question now is $2. Are we going to play? Are we not? Favourite backers here are looking for a margin. They've got 2 lengths here from the X Factor horse in Super Seth. The rest lining up for third. Plenty of ways you could take the race, but $2, come on, it's good.
Seth off a setback. I don't want to be backing him. My finger's hovering above the bet button, but
make a decision,
wait
mate.
till Saturday, see the track pattern. Tiakau Shark's the best horse, but I want to see the track first.
All right, he's the best horse. He should be winning that one. Tiakau Shark, there, the tip for us in race number 5. Well, we're 2 races down on Slipper Day. 3 more coming your way after the break. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We're 2 down, Slipper Day. Next up is the Rosehill Guineas Group 1. How good's this going to be? Set weights for the 3-year-olds over the 2,000 metres, and some big runs coming through the Randwick Guineas. None better than Shadow Hero. What a run it was. $3.60 into $3. Some big money Thursday afternoon. Strongest late, obviously winning there. Great ride as well. It is the horse to beat. Castelvecchio, $6. Came wide a long way out in the Guineas. Obviously a forgive run. McAvoy off, Williams on. That's what we've got to look at here. We've got Warning obviously hitting the line in the Guineas. Oliver up here. Chenier upside. Renon well in the Australian Guineas. And of course the Kiwis coming across the ditch. But Mike, what a race this is going to be. Shadow Hero, how good was this?
Yeah, very good. Randwick Guineas lead up. Look, it was only a steady tempo or even a slow tempo. It was a long sprint home. I think Reloaded dropped it from 12.49 from the 8 to the 6 to 11.22. So it went very quickly. Shadow Hero picked up, was good, but lots of good runs from the back. Warning, the Holy One, hit the line. Castelvecchio, a complete forgive, tempo and bias against.
Yeah, right. So plenty of runs we really had to dissect there, but what a win it was to Shadow Hero. Okay, Mike, this horse with progression, it's got upside, it's got plenty of things. It's the Melbourne visitor, Chenier. We're going to have a look at this run here. It's obviously the Australian Guineas Group 1 level. Look, gets home well for 4th. Is it going to be able to make this sort of run to race home on Saturday?
Yeah, he's definitely the X Factor horse, isn't he? Only had a few starts, don't forget. He's a beautiful type in the yard. He's got stamina on his dam side. And he comes to the outside off a very steady tempo. Again, they sprinted sharply in this race as well and makes plenty of ground. Big, long stride. And the form lines have been stamped as well.
All right, well, so many big names in the race. We've got the Kiwis coming over as well, trying to do what Ginger Nuts and Volkstock and Barrel did a few years ago. They used to love this race. Not going to get the bog track this weekend, though. So let's have a look at the Rosehill Guineas, Mike. Let's run our little mini race. Shadow Hero, well, it's got the form. It came through the right race.
Yeah, got the form. You have to forgive Castelvecchio, though. And Sherwood Forest comes off a Derby win. He's not far off, too.
Yeah, I know you've been through that Derby as well, mate. Keen to see what you see from that race. Of course, progression. Let's kick it off.
Yeah, it's the question for the Kiwis. Sherwood Forest and Scorps, can they improve coming over to Australia, or are they waiting for the Derby? Plenty of others have upside, second, third up.
All right, we may never know with these Kiwis. What about the distance, Mike?
Once again, the Kiwis back in distance, a bit of a risk, and all these other horses getting to 2,000 metres have big upside, Warning included.
Okay, so Shadow Hero out in front from the favourite. So the favourite's shaping up well already, track conditions.
Yeah, just the edge of good. I think they'll all like it okay.
Okay, so no goal bars through there, Mike, but of course, position in run, this could be handy.
Scorps near the pace, so tough, consistent. The Holy One has got back his last 2 starts. Natural Willer goes on. If he jumps, he could get a big kicker.
I know you were on that last start, Mike, and I know you love a few of these horses as well. Shadow Hero, one of yours. Castelvecchio, mate, they're just great horses. Let's get this race started, Mike. What are we going to do? Where are we going to play? We've seen all this form. Shadow Hero, I mean, that was just such a great run. Castelvecchio, I've heard a few things of what you're saying tonight. It was obviously a pretty big forgive, and we know this horse is good.
Yeah, I love this race. He's a great horse, but there's so many good horses in this race, and my heart wants to bet, but my head looks at that page and looks at the ratings and looks at the odds, and unfortunately I'm kind of agreeing with the guys in the big green room.
Nothing wrong with that.
Maybe not. Castelvecchio, you can forgive him, and the Holy One's a good roughie, but the market might have it right.
Market got it right. Okay, well, let's see. Castelvecchio for us, and the Holy One is the value. And how about these races? They just keep coming. We are onto the Golden Slipper. What a race this is going to be. The richest race in the world for 2-year-olds. And of course, fillies having won the last 3 editions, but the betting says it's going to be a Colts year. And there is Gaze One on top. Fun and $4.80 in from $5.50. The best family of trainers in Golden Slipper history. Just the one defeat. Dominant last 2 wins from the Street Boss Colt. Tagaloa $5. The Lord Kanaloa Colt held off Hans Hanseatic in the Blue Diamond, charging late to the line behind Farnan in Sydney. Hanseatic $7 on the third line. Anthony Freeman, he placed with Lyra in the race last year. Looks the best chance for Godolphin. We've got Dame Giselle coming off the strong win at Randwick. Minhaj, look at the support for this horse today, into $12. It is coming through. Well, it's unbeaten, 2 from 2. And how good were those 2 wins?
Very, very good. We can't look at all the replays. There's so many replays to look at. I've spent half my week looking at all of them, staying indoors. Obviously, Farnan on pace. The bias in his favour. Dropped down for a really quick section. I think 10.64 on the turn.
Yeah, right.
Tagaloa, first time right-handed, was struggling as soon as they sprinted. But the class showed the last 200 metres. Both of these colts are serious horses.
Yeah, look, I think we backed both of these this day, Mike, and you said tale of 2 stories here, but Tagaloa was the one we obviously had our eyes on, chasing home late, but Farnan off and gone. 14 this weekend. Can it just jump?
Yeah, it can just jump, but it's away from its home track. Tagaloa has seen Sydney before. They're both good colts. They rate very well. Hard to beat.
All right, both good colts at the top of the betting for a reason. Well, here's another, 5 or 6 horses to look at here, Mike. Of course, the Blue Diamond. This is the one Tagaloa is coming through. Hanseatic was obviously had the boom on it, but Tagaloa this day probably had the tougher run and got the job done.
I think so. Hanseatic, short price, plenty of explosive speed. Gets to the outside, stamina tested, just doesn't get past Tagaloa. So a big tick for Tagaloa, 3 wide, no cover. The other one to notice, away game, 4 wide, no cover in the dark colours, running on for 4th. Coming again, taking ground off Hanseatic at the line. You just can't do that, Stu.
All right, well, that's why we've got to look at those replays, mate. Just can't do it. Well, let's see if it's going to factor in any bets, Mike, because that's the Blue Diamond. This is the Golden Slipper. And Farnan, we've seen this horse just keep winning on top for a reason.
Yeah, Farnan, Tagaloa away game. They set the benchmark in the ratings about 85 plus. They're the best.
Yeah, of course, away game winning the Magic Millions. Okay, Mike, key factors, time, progression.
So many with progression. Dame Giselle so good in the Golden Gift, and the Snowdens taking their time into this start. Minaj,
yeah.
Where's the roof? I don't know. Mamarag, he was one first up as well. No roof for him yet either.
Okay, yeah, some of these horses obviously undefeated those latter 2 Mike distance. Here we go.
It sounds like a high pressure 1200 metres, and those few horses highlighted have handled it before. That's why we're lighting those ones up.
Okay, but we've got a whole host of them here. Farnan, Tagaloa, Minhaj, an away game. Now, track conditions, Mike, a few of these 2-year-olds have seen every sort of track.
Yeah, drying out. Dame Giselle, if you like her, it's setting up pretty well for her, the Golden Gift winner.
I'll tell you what, have a look at this mini race, mate. 5 horses there. 4 of them are the favourites, but look at away game, streeting away with a position in run.
We just need to beat the market. Away game. She was keen on debut, but hopefully she'll be okay in the box seat. Mama Argan gets the inside run as well. That could give them a big tick on Saturday.
Mate, so it's a away game there from a whole host of others and a few at value as well. The favourites, they're not too far away if your favourite backers. It's a great slipper, as you say, Mike. And I know this sort of race, we always do look for a bit of value. Well, I know you do. I've been out there with you, obviously, the last few years to see you enjoy this race. Mate, Farnan, $4.80. We know it's going to be there. Tagaloa, they're all got support. But away game, you've held this horse pretty safe all week. You've mentioned it a few times. Is it on top?
The bad news, it's an open race, and we're not 100% sure. The good news is there is edge. We got it down to 6 horses, I think, and those 6 horses are the ones to beat. Away game, each way odds, so tough to beat. The freshen up's perfect in Menage.
Yep.
Definitely a cover bet. Don't lose on this horse.
Yeah, it will absolutely be flying home. But away game, there's plenty of value for us in the slipper. And what is it?
Way odds.
6 chances, you say?
6 chances.
All right, well, there is a look
trifecta
at the slipper. Well, let's keep going with the Group 1s. The Galaxy, another great race on the program this weekend. Group 1, as I say, 1,100 metres. And, well, James Cummings, he's got 4 to try and get the Group 1 here. But it's Piarata, $4.60 resuming. Obviously, you've got to go through the last 20 years or so to see that no horse has carried this weight. Temple of Boom carried 57 kilos. That's about it. So he's got a job to do. Savatiano there on the next line, $6.50. Back to the 1,100 metres for Seeker. Wow, how good is this horse? She just loves a fight. She loves to win.
Your favourite,
$7, mate. Cosmic Force. Will it get a run in this race? It's been well supported. $7. Obviously, a massive return, gapping third there. And, of course, Deprive, Mike, it was absolutely run off its feet fresh. It'll want all of the 1,100 metres here.
It will, definitely. Randwick might have been a bit better, but Rosie's okay. He was forced to pair out of last prep. Let's have a look at some Group 1 sprint form, because you can't get much better than that. Tofane, she was in Group 1 sprint form first up, and she was only fair, but she can improve into her preparation. So I was watching this run. She was held up for clear room in a Group 1 handicap, which is never a good thing. She gets to the outside, and I reckon, Stu, this is a sneaky run.
Okay, all right, you might have found a little smoky here. And now, you mentioned in Group 1 form, Mike, we've obviously got a Group 1 race Saturday. Where's that all going to time? We're saying there's only a few that have been there?
Well, she's beaten Pippi last preparation. Pippi won the Oakley Plate, obviously, so she was good there. She should have finished a couple of lengths further up. She's got Group 1 form.
All right, well, let's have another horse that we know's got Group 1 form, and that is In Her Time. One of your faves, mate. We know this horse. Well,
this is my Fasika.
Goes forward. This is your Fasika. There we go. What race is this? We're looking at the Lightning here, Mike. Obviously 2019. But In Her Time, we know how tough this horse is. Has she returned well, and can she be this tough on the weekend?
Well, she's never disappointed, really. She took on the Everest first up last preparation, and she was a bit wide, so not disappointing, I don't think. This is first up 2 preparations ago.
Yep.
Group 1, beats Osborne Bulls in the top grade. She's well handicapped. She's won this race before, and she's got a good barrier, and the trial was fine.
All right, but they do take their time with this horse, don't they?
No, first up, second up's her game.
All right, there we go. All right, let's get into it now, Mike. Galaxy, let's go.
Let's have a look.
The form, mate. Who's got all the form?
Very close. RYDER, and can you believe it, Kementari at the weights. Light them up.
Kementari resumed a gelding, and it's on top for the form straight away, mate. It's good to see the boy back.
Yeah, and let's have a look at progression. The horses that have got progression, I think In Her Time fresh is going to be very hard to beat. Cosmic Force second up, and Fasika, she's good second up too.
All right, so we've got a whole host here as well, mate. Another good-looking race. What about the distance? 1,100 metres, stage of prep to query.
Yeah, it could be the key factor of the key factors. Proper 1,100-metre horses. RYDER first up. Salvatano, I think she likes it. Deprived better. And In Her Time, 1,100 metres first up, better than the 12 of the Everest.
All right, 1,100 metres there. So In Her Time on top with RYDER, Mike. Who's going to like these track conditions? No gold.
Watch it, see if it dries out or stays wet, but we're going neutral for now.
Okay, so it's these two. They've got to get past In Her Time, the value. RYDER right there. Savatiano gets a bit of gold here for positioning run, though.
They could roll along, and I think Savatiano gets a nice drop on them In Her Time. Madame Rouge, a few of those inside barriers could be favoured at Rosehill as it dries out. All
right, not much love there for my Fasika, Mike, but of course In Her Time, you've got to put her on top. Well, she's done it there through all the ratings, and I think she's a bit of value this weekend. So $13 In Her Time on top, Mike. And how about the class of RYDER? It's only a length behind. We know how good this horse is. And how about that little smoky? $26. We saw the replay, and you've said why.
Yeah, very good. Group 1 form. If you thought the slipper was open, this is much, much more open. In Her Time and Tofane, they're the ones we like. But if you like one at home, we're not going to put you off. All
right, so plenty of chances there in the Galaxy to round out, but it's In Her Time for us. Stick around after the break. We've got plenty more coming your way, and of course, the $100 hot seat, and of course, our charity multi. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. Mouth-watering racing coming to you from Rosehill Gardens this weekend. Mike, how good is that, just wandering through the Group 1s, the Group 2s? We've only had a look at a few. There's obviously plenty of racing on the card. We can't be there, but which ones can we cheer from the lounge room, mate? 9 races. Well, I want some winners.
We need some odds. We need some winners. I think winners is more important than odds, isn't it? 9 winners is what we want.
Give us winners.
California Zimble, she wasn't fit first up. It's dry second up. I'm forgiving her. Raheen House. Just watch that last 50 metres. He hit the line. He can win. I think Graceful Glamour at 5.50 on pace. Adib at 2.40. So hard to beat. Tiako Shark. Watch the track for $2. He can win. Castelvecchio is a forgive away game each way all day. In Her Time, if she parades well in seasons, poorly ridden last start, she can win at $12. But race 9 is probably the most open race on the whole card.
All right, so 4 at double-figure odds there, Mike, and a couple of shorties. That's pretty good for a day. What about the $100 hot seat, mate? Not that the people are going out there to put their $100 on, but they're doing that from home. $100 to play. What a day of racing it is. Where are they going to do it?
If you jumped off the hot seat bus, my job is to get you
back on the bus.
Get back on. Raheen House, $23. It can definitely win, but only $5. The main bets, Graceful Glamour, Gayatri each way. Geez, those odds have shortened. Away game, $17. Thankfully, she's still big odds. And a few speculators in race 8, the Galaxy, In Her Time, Tofane and Miss Leonidas. She's big odds from the inside barrier too.
Okay, so it looks like a bit of an each-way betting day there at Rosehill Gardens Saturday. Time for our charity multi. Of course, we're doing it for Beyond Blue, looking to raise as much money as we can for the Autumn Carnival. So let's start with the multi and the Shark, mate. How good was the replay? $2 a win. The money's come. It's winning. Let's put it in for a win. And Tagaloa, well, seen a few replays there tonight. Just makes me think this horse, it's just running a place, Mike. So $20 there at $4.40. And, mate, let's go to the Guineas. Box first 4. I think we pretty much had all these in the Randwick Guineas. We're throwing in Chenier there. These are the strongest horses. Castelvecchio, Shadow Hero, Warning, the holy one at value. And of course, Shenia, we can't leave that horse out, but $20 there, I reckon that'll pay all right for the first
That is
four.
a smart move. That is the right way to play the Rosehill Gardens, because the market was right, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe
true.
The first four is the right way to go.
All right, well, there's all our tips for the massive card of racing at Rosehill Gardens. Make sure you head to theraceguide.com.au because that's where all your feature profiles are going to be. The race guides are up. We won't see you out at the track, but we will hear you cheering from your living room.
Stay safe, everyone.